Today the talk will be about Chan Chi, that's the Chan 7 or the Zen 7. It means a meditation retreat. In China, summer is for study and winter is for meditation. Most of meditation retreats take place in the winter, a lot of them just after New Year for a week or two, and some of them are much longer. They start before the New Year and they go on from anywhere up to 10 weeks solid. No breaks, no days off. When you go to Chan Chi, there's two things that you're going to see a lot of. And this is one of them. You're going to see this posted absolutely everywhere. Nian, for, shu, shui. So this means to think or remember fondly. It's got a heart in the bottom. The character almost suggests you miss. The next one is for Buddha. So you're missing the Buddha in yourself. Shu is of a word for. Shui means who. So who is thinking or trying to remember the Buddha? Nianpo Shui is posted up everywhere and you'll hear it shouted a lot. Nianpo Shui was brought into popularity by our Grand Master Empty Cloud, because he saw a lot of people were doing Pure Land practice and chanting the Buddha's name, Om Ni To Fo, Om Ni To Fo, Om Ni To Fo, and helped to gain concentration, live a very pure moral life, and be reborn in his heaven. Empty Cloud turned it around. He wanted the chant aspect to go in. So he said, who is doing the chanting? Who are you? So the other thing you're going to see a lot of is this. Looks like a wooden sword. It's called the incense board, or xiangban in Chinese. And this is used to help wake up sleeping meditators. And it's a symbol of authority. And there's a story about how it came about. One of the Chinese emperors wanted to make a new national top monk, and he set his sights on one monk in particular, and he asked him, what is the real meaning of Buddhism? This monk couldn't answer. The king wanted to press him a bit. He said, right, I will give you 7 days, and if you can't answer me by then, your head's going to come off with a sword. This particular sword, the real one, I've seen it, it's on the Chongnan mountain, where a lot of the Kung Fu movies are made in China, and where Buddhist and Taoist hermits live to this day. There's lots of them. It's a large mountain range, and there's lots of room. So anyway, this monk was locked up in a hall, and every day the guards went in to give him food, and they asked him, the emperor wants to know, what is the meaning of Buddhism? And he couldn't answer. And he was walking round and round in a daze. And this went on for a week, and he still didn't get it. The last day, the guards went in, and this monk was running around like a crazy man. He knew there were only minutes, and his head was going to come off. Just as the guards were coming in, he ran into a pillar, of a supporting pillar for the hall, and hit his head. All his false thinking came to an end. His mind was clear, and he had the answer. And he was able to convey it to the emperor. He was satisfied. So we replay this type of thing, going round the Zen hall or the Chan hall with these. And we move in very special in certain ways, because another emperor also had meditation retreats in the palace. When he was in his hall, the imperial guards would be there. So some of the ways we move when we're holding these things, use martial arts moves and stances. And if you go into a Chinese, particularly the meditation hall, but also during morning chanting, you will see this type of behaviour, where a monk will go around the hall, around the outside of it, as we're starting to check that security is okay. The other type of thing that you're going to meet in the meditation hall is a sort of walking meditation. All these things are replays from scenes in the sutras. So we're slow walking around the hall, round the Buddha statue, circumambulating. In the sutras you'll see it's usually done 3 times, with your bare shoulder, right shoulder towards the Buddha. So we copy that, but we start to speed up. Faster and faster we go, and after 10 minutes, it's a sort of fast trot. And the masters in charge will run behind you and tap you on the shoulder to encourage you to go faster. There's strict dress code in the meditation hall. You can't go in without wearing this. And lay people are also allowed in certain halls, and some are reserved for monks only. And some halls are mixed with women and men. There's a whole variety of situations going on in China. The most intense of the monks' halls. You run so fast, you end up with blisters. So the dress code for shoes is relaxed. People wear, nowadays you'll see modern trainers, soft things. For jogging on the hard stone floors, traditional Chan floors are made of stone. So if you're not careful, you badly damage your feet and get blisters. You can end up really uncomfortable. And you'll be so tired at times running around you can easily bump into other people or things. And you're often warned. These retreats carry danger. The other danger is it's going to be so intense if you're mentally unstable or you've got a lot of suppressed trauma, it's all going to come right out. Without the proper guidance or understanding, you can lose your mind. I've seen it happen. Fights break out. People are pushed beyond their limits using the tools of striking, shouting, San Chi. You will hear that a lot as we're running around towards the end of the running. That also comes from another line in the sutra, from the Flower Adornment Sutra, where the student went to meet Avalokitesvara and he bowed down, where he circumambulated him 3 times, then he bowed down and prostrated and he came up. Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva said, arise, chi, and as he came up, he was enlightenment. So we're copying that. We're copying lots of different scenes from the sutras in our Buddhist rituals and ceremony. And nowadays, as you're beginning to understand, our Chan retreats are highly ceremonial and regimented. And it's a bit like army training. It's as intense as when I trained in the Royal Navy in the UK in order to go on the Ark Royal aircraft destroyer. I would say the monastic training that I met in one monastery, particularly in China, was more intense than that. The first meditation retreat I went on in Hong Kong, I attended one before my ordination, and that was fairly as much a social event. A lot of people come who hadn't seen each other for years, and there was a lot of talking. And it was organised and run by students of Empty Clouds. And the next one I went to was in the Empty Cloud Memorial Hall, and that was a bit stricter. There was also trilingual, luckily for me. Direct students of Empty Cloud were there, and they taught in 3 languages, English, Cantonese and Mandarin. So I learnt a lot. And what they said is what you'll read in the books about the practice of Hua Tao that I started to explain yesterday, mind before thoughts, and how we use one thought to arrest many wandering thoughts. Till that one thought is no longer needed, our minds become still. It's like if you have a container of water, it's dirty, you put it down, it will settle and clear. Well, that's what happens to our minds in meditation very much. We sit down, we don't move mentally or physically, and our minds start to naturally clear. Although in a Chinese meditation retreat, we're very much trying to force an awakening in a limited time, we have to learn to relax as well. And in China, Chan monks are well known to be often quite tense or even aggressive, particularly with young monks. And that's one good reason to give them a lot of physical work. These are young men with a lot of energy. A lot of it's sexual. They need to learn to transform it into spiritual energy. So Chan Chi will start early. My home temple in Hong Kong, we got up at 3:30. But most places will get up 4:30 and start around 5. And they finish maybe 10 at night or go on to 11 at night. So there's maybe 10 solid hours a day meditation sitting, a few hours of running, and perhaps an hour of standing still in the meditation hall, listening to various talks and explanations of Chan history and the method. And different masters will take it in turn to teach us. And at the end of each week, there are often chances for interviews with the masters. So the first meditation of the day will last an hour, and then we'll go for breakfast. And after breakfast, we'll come round and we'll walk for quite a long time to walk our food down. And there'll be some fast running. And then there'll be 3 periods of meditation until lunch. Both of them are 50 minutes. The last one will be short though, 20 or 25 minutes. Then there'll be lunch. And then we're back in again. Slow walking, trotting up to a slow run pace. Sit for an hour, 3 times. Again, the last one is shortened, maybe 20 minutes. Then it's the afternoon break. For people that need to eat at night, there's a medicine meal. The Chan Chi makes people very hungry. You're working so hard. You can eat quite a lot. And there are regular toilet breaks. After the meditation each time, after the running each time, it's announced. Xiao Bin Han Kuai, that means quick toilet break. And you'll find people rush out to go to the toilet. Sitting on your bladder all day can make it a bit uncomfortable. But because this type of meditation is so concentrated and demanding, you're burning up like fire, you often get quite thirsty. So they also bring tea round, green tea in the morning and pu'er tea in the afternoon. And it's also very highly ritualized. And the martial arts moves and stances of guy with the teapot, all from martial arts again. The evening meditation is called Yangzi Shen. It's longer, 1 hour and 20 minutes, with a running over 1 hour and a half. And at the end of that, they come around with steamed buns, vegetarian steamed buns called baozi or suba. And they're brought round and put into your hands, and you eat them in meditation. And they bring some water around to drink as well. And you know you've still got about 3 hours ahead of you. It's about 8 o'clock by then. And there's still a lot of work to go. So you need to eat those dumplings to keep your energy up. And sometimes they bring round soya milk as well, just before the last meditation, which is called 10,000 stars under the sky, Wan Xing. And we don't circumambulate the Buddha, we just walk around freely for the last meditation, which is the most intense of all and lasts about 20 minutes. And there'll be a couple of guys going round simultaneously in 2 directions to catch anyone who even blinks. Strike. You have to go and kneel down in the middle of the hall until the end. And lots of people get out, caught and called out. Because by that time, you're so tired and your body's just given up. As years go by, you get used to it and it becomes fun because of the mental states you've learnt to enter into. So when we sit on the bench to start the meditation, I've described what to do with our legs, and we set up a nice breathing pattern. The only thing I didn't mention is we lower our eyes, look down just before them. So they're not tightly shut like that, they're just gently closed lightly and allowed to slip out of focus. That will quieten the brain naturally, because to see uses so much oxygen. It will also help our breath to slow. Because we're in silence most of the time during retreats, we find that when we do go to bed, we don't need much sleep because the brain's been fairly quiet. But we're put into a pressure cooker. We're crammed into small rooms, creaking beds and bunks piled up on top of each other with snorers. It's very difficult to sleep. Sometimes, depends which room you're in, with which group. And the whole thing is designed to put you in a pressure cooker, put on the lid and put fire under it until you cook right through over 7 days. That's the basis of the Chinese Chan Qi, its history and its current form today. Not everyone does the Chan meditation though. You will find people in there that are just doing anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing, or metta practice maybe, or Pure Land practices like chanting the Buddha's name. But the teaching will be solely about Nim for Shishay. Who are you?